At 9:18 a.m., I watched smoke rise from my backyard. 2 sheds. Thousands of dollars in equipment inside. And the woman standing by the fence? HOA president. Calm. Smiling. She called it emergency abatement. I called 911 and started recording. Because that fire wasn't an accident. The smoke didn't start thick. It curled upward, gray and lazy, like it had permission. My first thought wasn't anger. It was, this is deliberate. The air smelled like melting plastic and treated wood. Inside those sheds were my tools, camera rigs, a generator, specialty equipment I'd saved for years to buy. One shed held backup hard drives and a fireproof case. The other stored landscaping equipment and a welding setup. 2 contractor trucks idled near my back fence. Cones. Reflective vests. A burn barrel staged 10 feet from the shed wall. And there she was. Karen. HOA president. Clipboard tucked to her chest like a badge. "We're resolving a safety concern," she said, loud enough for neighbors to hear. I kept my phone steady. Because this didn't start with fire. It started with an email. It came at 6:12 a.m. 3 weeks earlier. Subject line, community safety concern. Not from the county. Not from the city. HOA letterhead. Your exterior structures appear non-compliant and may pose liability exposure to surrounding residents. Confirm inspection access within 48 hours. Authority language. Urgency framing. Her name at the bottom. Karen D., President, Woodridge Lakes HOA. There was one problem. I wasn't in Woodridge Lakes. My parcel sat adjacent to the subdivision but outside HOA jurisdiction. Different plat. Different governing documents. Different tax map. At 6:27 a.m., I replied with 2 sentences. I am not subject to Woodridge Lakes HOA authority. Attached are my permits and final inspection approvals. I attached my building permit packet and electrical inspection sticker photos. Then I clicked Show Original. Exported full email headers. Saved the thread to a folder labeled Woodridge. Evidence starts early. By noon, she escalated. Same email, but now she CC'd compliance@woodridgelakes.org and added, failure to cooperate may require emergency abatement to protect residents. Emergency. For permitted sheds. I didn't argue. I called the county code office. Any open complaints on my address? The clerk checked. No violations. No active investigations. She gave me a call reference number. I wrote it down, dated it, and photographed the note with my phone timestamp visible. Because process beats volume. That night, a neighbor texted me a screenshot from the HOA Facebook group. Karen had posted a banner graphic. Safety first week, report unauthorized combustibles. The comments pointed straight at me. Those sheds by the back fence. Looks like a fire hazard. Public narrative pressure. I didn't respond online. I saved the screenshots. 2 days later, a certified letter arrived. Demanding entry for the HOA Safety Committee. Warning that costs may be assessed if corrective action was required. I sent one back. Certified. No entry authorized. Trespass will be enforced. Attached survey plat. Permits. Inspection approvals. Photographed the stamped receipt at the post office counter. They didn't slow down. They went around me. A week later, I received a county code email. Complaint received regarding unsafe exterior storage and potential fire hazard. The complaint described sheds the wrong color. Wrong orientation. Wrong gate direction. It was fiction. I called the assigned officer. Explained. Emailed permits. Sent current photos. Then I filed a public records request for the original complaint source. Confirmation hit my inbox at 3:44 p.m. Paper trail growing. The next morning, diesel engines growled behind my fence. 2 contractor trucks. Cones. A red sticker slapped onto my shed door, unsafe structure. Karen stood 5 feet away while it happened. I filmed everything. Who issued your work order? I asked. We're acting under HOA authority, the supervisor replied. You're on private property. There's an easement, Karen said. Deputy Alvarez arrived before anything escalated further. He looked at my survey marker. Looked at the sticker. Do you have landowner authorization? He asked the supervisor. Silence. Remove it, Alvarez said. And they did. Warning delivered. Most people would have stopped there. Karen didn't. 2 days later, a printed notice was taped to my mailbox. Immediate emergency abatement. Removal within 24 hours due to hazardous combustibles. Dual delivery. Email and physical copy. Panic tactic. I photographed it in place. Address visible. Timestamp clear. Then I emailed Karen, the HOA board, the contractor company listed, and the county fire marshal. Subject line, formal dispute, no entry authorized. I requested the legal basis and any burn permit tied to my address. The contractor replied. Attached authorization_letter.pdf. I opened its properties. Created at 2:03 a.m. Different time zone. Cited a municipal code section that didn't exist in our county. I saved the metadata screenshots. Forwarded them to my attorney. Then came the mistake that changed everything. At 9:18 a.m., an email landed in my inbox. Meant for Woodridge Lakes AP. A contractor had mistyped one letter in the domain. Subject, invoice, emergency abatement/site incineration. I opened it. Line items. Traffic control cones. Signage. Debris staging. On-site incineration authorized. Accelerant disposal fee. And a burn permit number. I checked the county permit log. That permit belonged to a different address across town. Different parcel. Different owner. I captured the screen with the date and URL visible. Saved the email as an EML file to preserve headers. That invoice wasn't about safety. It was about burning my property. I forwarded everything to Fire Marshal Jenkins and Deputy Alvarez. Subject, permit mismatch, incineration scheduled. By early afternoon, the trucks returned. This time with a burn barrel. Debris stacked near my shed wall. Neighbors gathered quietly along fences. Karen arrived last. Clipboard high. Today we resolve this. The supervisor approached me. We're authorized to remove hazardous debris. Show me a burn permit tied to this address, I said calmly. Karen's voice sharpened. You're delaying a safety operation. A worker dragged the burn barrel closer. Another poured debris near the base of my shed. Then Jenkins' SUV rolled in. Deputy Alvarez behind him. Engines cut. Silence stretched. Jenkins held up the invoice. This lists incineration and a permit number. That permit is not assigned to this address. The supervisor froze. Karen tried to pivot. That's not. Jenkins raised a hand. If anyone ignites material here, it's an illegal burn. Alvarez stepped closer. And you were warned about entry last week. Then it happened. Karen leaned toward the supervisor and whispered. Just do it quickly. Alvarez heard it. I heard it. The supervisor heard it. His hand stopped moving. Everybody back away, Alvarez ordered. Jenkins photographed the staged debris. The burn barrel. The work order. He turned to me. Do you want to pursue trespass? Yes. The fire never fully ignited. But the damage was done. Heat had already warped one shed wall from smoldering debris they'd lit briefly before Jenkins arrived. Soot stained the siding. That evening, my attorney filed for a temporary restraining order. No entry. No contact. No contractors. We attached certified refusal letters, incident numbers, invoice, permit log mismatch, PDF metadata. The judge signed it the next morning. Clean. Fast. The county closed the complaint. Noted inconsistencies in the report. The HOA board issued a written retraction of the emergency abatement notice. Confirmed they had no jurisdiction over my parcel. Then the insurance process began. I'd already opened a pre-loss documentation claim listing every item stored in those sheds. Serial numbers. Receipts. Photos. My insurer pursued subrogation for attempted unlawful burn and property damage. The HOA's carrier received the demand. At the next board meeting, with the restraining order in front of them, the board voted. Karen was removed as president. Barred from serving for a defined term. Recorded in official minutes. 2 weeks later, a check arrived. Cleanup. Damaged equipment. Attorney's fees. I deposited it. Saved the confirmation. Filed it. On Saturday, my neighbor Gina brought coffee. Her brother brought a pressure washer. We scrubbed soot off the slab. Loaded warped hardware into a licensed disposal container. Quiet work. No speeches. I rebuild later. Smaller. Fully permitted. Cameras recording to 2 separate locations. Clear signage. No trespassing. Karen still lives in the neighborhood. But she's just a resident now. No clipboard. No authority. Just opinions. Here's what I learned. In HOA battles, you don't win by being louder. You don't win by arguing on Facebook. You don't win by yelling across fences. You win by being exact. Every email saved. Every header exported. Every permit verified. Every whisper heard. Process doesn't care about confidence. It cares about documentation. And when someone tries to light a match under your life, make sure you're already holding the file.